Tarot Tuesday. Welcome you guys to your read for this week, first week of August. And right as planets are retrograding once again, but Mercury retrograde being done and the new moon having just passed, I am expecting a good read. Hi, Erica. Hello to everybody watching live, and hello to everybody who's joining later and watching later also on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Bless you all. We're going to do just a couple of breaths, and then what we're going to do today is an intuitive tarot card read using my Herbal tarot deck. So inviting you all to be blessed and cleansed and to let go of anything that has been weighing you down. We're going to use the white light of Archangel Michael's sword today to cut out and pluck away any negative energies that might be storing themselves upon you. So get ready to let go of energy that you don't want and to breathe in energy that you would like to replace that negative stuff with. Inhale through your nose. Feel all of the white light going all the way up your spine, filling you with God's healing light. And then as you exhale, let go of what you don't want. And I'm going to pluck it away. And we got Reiki'd out already, you guys. Plucking away anything negative that was storing itself upon your being. We're going to do that one more time. And then you're going to feel so fresh and cleansed, like you just had a spirit bath. And we're going to do our read. Here comes Boston. God's white light coming at you from Michael's sword. Inhale through your nose. All the way up into your soul. Fill those lungs. Hold it for as long as you can. And as you exhale, let me pluck away any stress. All the way down. Breathe it away. This is getting transmuted. I don't know if you guys can see the smoke that's coming up, but the smoke, as I'm plucking away all of this negativity off of your person and off of your aura, we are inviting it back into the universe so that it's immediately transmuted into good energy by the angels. So I hope you all feel really great after that. You're cleansed. You've been plucked of all of your surface negativity. Let's bring in some spirit guide messages. How about that? Today, card number 1 for this beautiful Tarot Tuesday was represented by this druzy quartz pendant. Really, really pretty. The photo didn't do it justice, thus this didn't get selected very many times today. So for those of you who are called to that one or who already were, that was card number 1. And then card number 2 is your amethyst. This one was very popular this week. So popular that I decided to wear a lot of amethyst for the show. So I've got my amethyst cushion earrings available on my Etsy. And I have some amethyst floating around on my fingers and wrists as well. All of these are going to be available on my Etsy. By the way, getwithnature.etsy.com. This one right here has hematite, lava, rose quartz, and amethyst. This one is super powerful. It has a titanium quartz, and it's got a lot of hematite on it as well. That one is my wand that I wear. So I'm going to be posting a lot of my creations. I've got some really beautiful earrings back here as well. Might as well show you. These are the chakras. So we've got garnet down at the bottom, and then there is tiger eye, some yellow jasper, some green and blue jasper as well, and then you've got amethyst with a druzy bead at the top. So those are representing the 7 chakras, actually the 8 with the crown. So if you guys like those, I actually love that pair, so I might end up having to save. I have 2 we'll see how popular they are because I really love those earrings, so I might have to save the other for myself. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Colleen. So now, don't let me get too far off topic, but I wanted to show you guys some of the jewelry that I'm really excited about, but that's going to be on my story later. Card number 3 was this really pretty, this is like a carnelian agate. This is a sacral chakra color stone. This is really nice. It almost looks like a howlite because it's got this marbling going on. This stone / card 3 was also pretty popular this week. So now that you have all seen card 1, 2, and 3, those of us who are live, let me know which was your card this week. Which was the card that called to you? And if you are like Victoria, where every week she comes in not knowing which is her card, which has called to you since you've been in the room? Welcome. Because it's time to bring through messages from your guides. Beginning with card number 1, the beautiful Druzy Quartz. Yes, it will also be available for purchase on my Etsy once I get it strong. I went with no necklace today. I was feeling like al fresco, except for all of the jewels are on the hands today. So it looks like we're going to be doing some hands-on healing. So we got some 3s. You guys have chosen card number 3. Well, for those of you who chose card number 1, you chose Pan, which is also known in other decks as the devil. The devil. Pan. The devil. So fear not, because this doesn't mean that the devil's coming for you. But what Pan, and in my herbal deck, this is Lobelia. So the herb that is representing Pan is Lobelia. So a lot of times when we pull the devil card, or in this case Pan, it's going to represent earthly addictions and desires. So we've got a lot of individuals who have been following these reads week to week, and there always seems to be one card that is speaking to addictions or toxicity. So for this week, it was card number 1, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Lobelia. It's an antispasmodic, a stimulant, an expectorant, and a nauseant. So this is an herb to get stuff out. An expectorant means that it's going to help y'all clear stuff up, cough stuff up. Boy, am I loud. Everybody in my neighborhood's getting a card read today. And I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. And to induce vomiting. So it's a stimulant. It's used for asthma, lung problems, relieving spasms, nervous tension and cramps, and to induce vomiting. Okay, so symbolically it's used for breaking up old patterns, letting go of cares and worries, more playfulness. I'm getting an inner child vibe from this card, pretty hard. Divinatory meanings are playfulness, frivolity, make-believe, getting loose, and lightening up. All right, so for those of you who chose card number 1, the major messages that I feel coming through for you are that you are meant to get in touch with your inner child, and this is for the sake of a detox. And I'm getting that it's about movement because the Lobelia card induces sweat so that you can remove the toxins. So what I'm getting is kind of like a 2 birds, 1 stone thing, that those of you who chose card number 1, in order to get in touch with your inner child, you're meant to turn to like the physical arts, like singing and dancing, playing stuff out, if your parents, running around with your children, and to work up a sweat, because what you're going to be doing is getting in touch with your inner child, which always means that you're going to start to be kinder to yourself, which means that you are going to start making better decisions surrounding the toxins that this card is saying are around you. And also you're going to be physically sweating out the toxins as well, because, you know, in any kind of habit that we're trying to change, there really is no quick fix if you want it to be long lasting, because it's about behaviors, and behaviors are learned over years, you know, long periods of time. And the only way to really, one of the best ways that I've found and that I'm getting for you guys to stick to really your path is to be kind to yourself. when you reach a situation where you feel like you perceive that you've failed or anything like that. So for card number 1, get in touch with your inner child. Sing, play, exercise outdoors. That is one of my favorite things to do. If you're the type of person who only gets your exercise indoors, one big thing that I'm getting through right now, and it's funny that I'm catching Victoria's comment in the comment section about Adam Lambert, because as I'm telling this story, I had a dream about my friend Adam, who I haven't seen in over a decade, over 15 years. My spirit guides brought him to me and just stood him in front of me. So I got in touch with him the next day. I let him know that I had seen him in a dream, and that, I think it was his spirit guides wanted me to get in touch with him. And he had just been reading a scripture about how God will speak to you in your dreams. So a lot of synchronicity, as always, in this room. But that was one big message that my friend Adam wanted me to bring through to my community, was to encourage you all to get outdoors for your exercise, because God is found in nature, and this is how you will ground yourself. So if you're not in the Bay Area and you can't attend my boot camps, we'll figure out a way that you can get outdoors for your exercise. But if you are in the Bay Area, please get in touch with me so that you can come attend my boot camps. Very, very good message coming through for those of you who chose card number 1. Get in touch with your inner child, sing and dance, play, and work up a sweat outside. And don't be alarmed about the devil card, because this is why we're getting all in touch with our inner child, because the devil around everywhere. We already know that. We watch TV, hopefully not too much. We really oughtn't be doing too much television watching, but so don't be afraid of the evil. Know that there is way more good here. Just remember to reach out to your spirit guides and ask for the protection. It really is easy as that. Hi, Shirley. We have a reunion. We've got a Daily Breath reunion going on. What was your card today, Shirley? I don't know if you got to see. We had 1 was the Druzy Quartz, which we just read. 2, which we're about to read, is amethyst, and then card number 3 was represented by our agate, carnelian agate. But for those of you who chose card number 2, which was a lot of you, everybody likes their amethyst, and like I said, that's why I'm wearing a lot of amethyst today. You all chose the 3 of Wands. You chose saffron, which is super spicy and super strong and very nebulous. I don't know if that's quite the right word that I'm looking for, but why don't I flip to the 3 of Wands, saffron, and let's see what is coming your way from your spirit guides for those of you who chose this card. It's a stimulant. It's a diaphoretic, which means it's going to open up the blood vessels, sort of like how caffeine does. A carminative. It is an emmenagogue. That means that it delivers blood flow to the loins. This is a great herb for all circulatory disorders. It promotes pelvic circulation. It's also used as a flavoring agent in cooking. I know that a lot of us probably use, or at least have heard of, saffron. Should only be used in minute quantities as one uses a spice for cooking, because it's strong, like we mentioned. So the divinatory meanings for saffron is that the end is in sight. Only a little more is left to do. Picking up loose ends. All right, so, oh, there goes the book flying right out of my hand. As soon as I started reading this, I actually was thinking about like conservation and, just adding a little bit. And I feel something on my eye, and I also feel as if a lot of those of you who chose card number 2, now is the time to sort of start to, like in my house of myself and 2 cats, I have a night where it's like must goes, and everything in the fridge must go. That's what's in dinner. And it's like kind of, again, 2 birds, 1 stone. It helps me save money. It helps me not waste food. And it just makes sure that, everything is getting used up, and I'm stretching my resources as much as I can. And so saffron is one of those spices that it's universal almost. It does a lot of things, but you only need a little bit of it. So that's why conservation is what's coming through for card number 2. There was also something else that was coming through before whatever spirit threw this thing out of my hand that had to do with King End is in sight, only a little more is left to do. Picking up loose ends as one uses the spice for cooking. For all circulatory disorders. Okay, so, and this almost, I always feel like there's one card that can piggyback off of the other, or we could almost always turn this into like a 3-card read. So, talking about circulatory issues and flushing toxins, it's almost as if those of you who chose card number 2, you have flushed your toxins, and now it's time to sort of, like I said, like get the rest of everything out of your system of whatever it is. Whatever this new beginning it is that you're approaching, the end is in sight, they're saying. So it's like you're going to be building fresh. You're going to be building new. Just like how your body renews itself, what is it, every however many weeks, you know, out of the food that you eat or whatever. And I would say, like, what a great opportunity to just build the healthiest body that you possibly can, knowing that we are literally assimilating the food that we eat. So you all who chose card number 2, it's as if you're coming to the end of an age and you're starting something new. It's like, I see you guys, and I've had this image of boats, like this theme of boats all week long. I don't know what the boat thing is, but I've been like drawing a lot of cards that have boats, and what I'm seeing is that I see all of you guys who chose card number 2 as like in this Viking ship, and you guys are leaving something behind that wasn't serving you. I see it as like a village burning down even, and you're headed toward like this horizon, and it's just like it's something completely new and completely different for you guys. So just, you know that you're going to have a lot of new things coming in that are going to refresh and renew you. So just prepare yourself for that. Yay! Card number 2. And then I'm like, I don't have a watch on. I'm checking my crystal watch that I have because I have another engagement. And so if it seems as if I'm talking fast, I am channeling really hard today, but also caffeinated and actually have a deadline, so it can't go on forever, which is really good. I ought to schedule something behind every read so that it can roll along smoothly. So for those of you who chose card number 3, this is our final card today. The last message coming through for you beautiful terrestrial earthlings, and it's one of my favorites. This is probably the most popular spice in America. It's most of your guys' favorite spice, I can guarantee you. It's cinnamon, the King of Wands, reversed. And now I understand why Spirit flew this out of my hand on the previous read, and why I flipped to the King of Wands when I was looking for the 3 of Wands, because somebody's loved one is here that is like, hurry up and get to card number 3, because all I could see was King of Wands the whole time I was trying to read card number 2. So, all right. King of Wands reversed. Whoever it is, those of you who chose card number 3, this is a hot one, and we've got somebody here for you, it would seem. So, cinnamon's a stimulant. It's astringent, a carminative, aromatic, of course. It's delicious. Used for coldness. That's why it's a really good wintertime spice. Poor digestion, raising general body metabolism. In fact, I should add cinnamon to my metabolism tea. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, so King of Wands cinnamon. What about the divinatory meanings for you guys? For those of you who chose card number 3, a warm, competitive individual, a passionate man, and an ardent lover, a macho type personality. I'm getting more divine masculine. This is reversed today for you guys who chose card number 3. So it's representing an individual with a hardened exterior, but yielding inner nature. Oh, these always tie together. More inner child, more divine feminine and divine masculine coming through. So for those of you who choose card number 3, what I'm getting is, first of all, we need to bring some warmth into your life. And I know that this is already pretty much, it's a heat wave everywhere in the country. So we're not necessarily talking about turning on the heater in your house, but more like warmth to your heart. So for those of you who chose card number 3, what I'm getting is that there has been an incident that has shut your heart down to a certain like type of people or a segment of individuals, and it's really not just because whatever it was that caused this, it's like a like a scar on your heart. Aw. Who is this for? Okay, so what I'm really getting, yeah, so there's, for those of you who chose card number 3, and probably for 1 or 2 individuals, like really specifically, it's time for you to open your heart. And so that's going to be wearing green jewelry, doing affirmations like I love myself, because, you know, you like, just like jealousy or anger, closed-heartedness or being closed off, it really only punishes you, because it really indicates that you're closed off to some segment of yourself. This came through so strong. Like, it's so funny because the deck book flew out of my hand, and then my eyes kept going to the King of Wands, which I hadn't even realized was card number 3. And it's like, as soon as I get to this read, so yeah, for those of you who chose card number 3, they're like so grateful too that I think this was the entity that was around a couple weeks ago that I had to like tell them to please chill out, because that's so much static that what they do, it's like they erase my whole like whiteboard, this big forehead right here. It's like an eraser across, and it's like I was just in the middle of like a flowing channel, and then this entity just like came and took it all away. But no, it's like they're saying, please forgive yourself, and then you can forgive this individual, and then you can start to heal, and you'll stop pushing people away. So that is what came through for those of you who chose card number 3. And that's all the time we have. But I do know that I love you guys. And I hope you all have the best week ever. And remember to open your heart to first yourself and everybody. Remember to ask, you know, if you feel like feel unsafe opening your heart to any type of individual, lend that over to your higher self, your spirit guides, your God, whatever that is. Because we can only really love with our hearts fully if we forgive ourselves and if we open ourselves up to everybody. So that's my wish for you all, along with just the most beautiful week ever. Great energy. Know that your guides are here with you. And thank you guys so much for playing with the universe with me. Thank you. Have the best day ever.